Hello and good day. Welcome. It's the exclusive for the exclusive network, and today I'm sitting here with. Introduce yourself.
Sincere Jones,
And you are the author of.
Illusions of Happiness, my debut novel from Divine Lit Publishing, my publishing company.
Interesting, interesting. Now I got to read the book, and I actually enjoy it. So before we get too into it, could you explain some of your inspirations in writing the book?
Absolutely. Um, the idea for the book came from a personal experience of mine. Um, I was married before.
Mm-hmm.
I was very young, um, very naive, and it was basically a situation that I thought I was prepared for, but I really wasn't. Unfortunately, the marriage didn't work, and as
Mm.
time elapsed from the marriage, I was able to look back on some of the flaws and mistakes I made from a different perspective.
Okay.
And I wanted to craft a story inspired by my story, not based on it, and
Mm-hmm.
create a story that would a lot of other people will be able to relate to.
Interesting. So, what I would before we even go into the characters, because there's different type of characters in the story. Uh, Give us a brief description of the story.
Okay,
I,
so
mm-hmm.
the story starts off with a young man named Anquan, who, after 2 years of marriage, decides he wants to separate from his wife, Janessa.
Mm-hmm.
The reasons he cites for wanting to leave all have to do with things that he either knew before he got married to her or things dealing
Mm.
with her physical appearance, her weight, the way she looks, things dealing with the kids, things of that nature. Obviously, this does not sit well with Janessa, and she pleads for him to stay, but after some intense arguing, they decide to separate and live in separate residences
Mm.
during the separation period. Now, at first, Anquan does not want to, he wants to do the right thing. He wants to do the right thing and, you know, go about the separation period and, just try to figure himself out.
Interesting.
But he has his two pals, his friends, Leo and Dante, who are womanizer
Yes, they are.
manipulative, and they, coax Anquan to start dating while he's separating. So he obliges, he starts dating, going out there looking for what he believes to be the ideal woman for him.
Mm.
And he learns the hard way that the dating world is not cracked up, uh, all cracked up to what's it's supposed to be. It's not living up to the hype.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And, he starts to wonder, well, wait a minute, maybe I had the good thing already. And, he starts to wonder if he should go back to his wife or continue with the separation period before it's too late.
See,
So
I thought
just
that was so unfair to her in the book.
why did you think it was unfair?
For the simple fact that he was keeping them in limbo and she couldn't make the correct decisions to move forward because they were in limbo.
Hmm. Yeah, I think
I felt so bad for
that was a
her.
little unfair to her.
He was such a man.
Well, she obviously wanted him to stay, but this is a real life situation. A lot of people go through separation periods to see because they want to see how would life be without the
Hmm.
significant other. So, some people use that time period to leave the other person kind of in limbo, even though, Anquan was doing his own thing, or at least trying to,
Hmm.
while he was separated. So, I can see how it could be unfair.
Me, I kind of felt. See. He had me. I was all over with him. At one moment, you're like, "Oh, he's so. He's just such a." I'm not gonna refer to the word. I was just very upset with him for how he
Uh-huh.
treated her. Another moment, I'm upset. I feel bad for him because he's just being so teased. And then his friends are just mean to him, but in a good way, I guess. And then at another point, I'm like, he's just only after one thing, and I'm like, serves him right. And and then it just keeps going through the book, and then I'm finding myself feeling compassion for him and pity at the same time. And then it didn't end how I thought it would end, which caught me off guard a couple of times. So I'm not gonna bring that up either, because I'm gonna take the book away from everybody. So we'll leave that alone. Okay?
Uh-huh. Well, I think that if that's what you felt as you read through the story,
Yeah.
then I think I achieved what I wanted to achieve because I wanted to
Cool.
create a feeling of confusion. He doesn't know.
Oh, he does it.
Yeah, he doesn't know what he wants. And a lot of people who go through divorce,
Hmm.
and when they cite some of the reasons that he cited, you're really confused.
Shallow.
Yeah, shallow, vain, and
Hmm.
what's funny, and I know a lot of women when they read the book will enjoy this. He starts meeting some of the women that share some of the
Oh,
same
yes.
as.
I actually, yeah, continue on. Go ahead.
Yeah, he's a dose of his own medicine, so to speak.
Oh,
So,
it served him right though. I, I'm gonna be honest. I was getting on people's nerves because I got addicted to the term alpha. Yes, because I was going around and it was making me wonder, how many people have, as the book describes. I'm not going to go into, if they want to learn more about your description and what we're talking about, they have to get the book and find out. But it made me look at people and wonder what categories they fell in. And then when I mentioned to someone, they were like, oh, well, you're an alpha. They said, some might call you a bully, but you're an alpha. And I'm like, really? And it was so funny because I never really looked at those terms as how people categorize, especially male categorizing women.
yes,
Like,
yes.
part of you's like ill, and the other part is like, oh, interesting. So you don't know how to take it. If you,
Yeah, I think the whole social hierarchy and how people view themselves as alpha or beta,
it's different kinds.
yeah, is very interesting. It was something that, I never knew about until a few years ago when
Mm,
I started studying, human interactions and social hierarchy and dating and stuff of that nature.
interesting.
Very interesting topic. It was something that I definitely wanted to include in this book because once you get to know the main character, Antoine, you can gather that, this guy is really not what you would call an alpha male.
That's
um,
okay. I liked him the way he was though, until he had to grow, which was which was the parts I actually enjoyed the most. His growing experience.
yes, yes,
It,
and
it-
that is something that I really wanted to achieve with this book because so many times when you pick up a book, when you pick up, especially when you're dealing with the genre of romance or
mhm.
love, so many times the main male character just has it all together. He always knows what to say. He's got all this money. He's got all the women chasing him. He's Mr. Charming, Mr. Charismatic, and I just wanted to create a male character that was so relatable. He doesn't have it all together. He has the flaws. He has the insecurities. He doesn't know how to
The
really
outside looking in.
yes, yes. And I really wanted to create that character because I've never picked up a book where you could see a main male character so vulnerable like that before. And I wanted to achieve that with this book.
Yes, I recommend it for women, especially because of that. One of the main, I recommend it for entrepreneurs who are interested in love novels because it gives them a chance to get some cool tips, so that we'll discuss in a bit, and still get a good read. And at the same time, I recommend it definitely for ladies who sometimes wonder really goes on the male side, because they say men hide what really goes on more in their mind compared to women who we carry on our shoulders and out front. So it was interesting to see someone going through so much turmoil and still managing to try and keep it together. And I truthfully think he never found any issues with himself until others started telling him what to look at.
Well, how relatable is that? I mean, a
Exactly.
lot of people
Hmm.
don't know what flaws they have unless someone is able to point it out to them. And then even if someone else on the outside is able to point it out to them, that person still has to be receptive to it.
Yes.
And I think, that's another thing that gets displayed in this book a lot. He's very receptive. He wants to know where he's messing up at.
Hmm.
And, it's a tough pill to swallow sometimes. I mean,
It is.
and that's life.
Yeah, because I noticed certain sections where he was experiencing, you know, negative influences just to be a part of a situation or a crowd, and at the same time, he was he was experiencing some sort of depression.
Yes. Yes.
So I do want to elaborate more on that, but before we do, I actually want to go back into the whole. There were certain things that I was explaining that would definitely highlight for entrepreneurs.
Hmm.
Some of those things I would like to mention is, without giving away the book, is check out and follow certain tips regarding how he starts to find himself and strategies he used to incorporate and build himself. Now, because I'm trying to not give up the book. Goodness.
Hmm.
Now, being that I said it the long way, can you get a sense of what I'm meaning?
Yes. Yes. So it kind of piggies back off the social hierarchy thing about being an alpha male.
Mm-hmm.
Depending on where you find the definition of an alpha male, one of the main reoccurring terms that comes up to define an alpha male is someone who's ambitious.
Mm-hmm.
As he starts to look at himself and try to improve himself to get the woman that he wants to become more ambitious. Throughout the book, he continuously mentions his uh, unhappiness with his job, his work, and how it's not satisfying him, and he's
Normal for a lot of
mad.
people.
Yep, yep. A lot of people can relate to that as well.
Mm-hmm.
And he gets this idea after an eventful trip to Atlanta with his homies,
Goodness.
and he says, you know what, just gonna run with this. I'm gonna see where this takes me. And he gathers his two friends together. He pitches them the idea,
Mm-hmm.
and the next thing you know, they got this full fledged booming business going. And it's actually a great idea if somebody wants to actually follow it up if they're in, the Charlotte, North Carolina area.
Interesting. So it is a popular idea.
Yes, yes. Especially if you're in an area with a lot of young adults
Mm-hmm.
that are single. It's a very good idea. So
Okay.
I think that definitely displays the entrepreneurial spirit in the main character, Anquan, and his
Mm.
friends throughout.
I'm glad to hear that. Now, what I would like to do, let's see. Uh, we're getting actually halfway through, and I'd like to take a break shortly after you explain to us where we can locate the book, briefly for this
Absolutely,
intermission. Please.
absolutely. So you can purchase the book on any major um, online book retailer stores. So Amazon,
Mm-hmm.
Barnes and Noble, any major online book retailer, you can find Illusions of Happiness by Sincere Jones. You can also go to my Instagram page, which is Sin, short for Sincere, SIN Jones 11. So that's Sin Jones 11. And there's a link in my bio that will lead you to my store page. If you purchase from that link from my store directly, it is a little bit cheaper than the price on Amazon. You can purchase either in paperback or ebook, whichever you prefer.
Cool. Okay. Um, now, well, actually, I'm not even going to bring that up until we come back. So, what we'll do is take a break, and I want to thank everybody that has been listening. And if you haven't gotten the book, like he said, check it out. Especially if you have an Amazon affiliate account, share the link, get it out there. Uh, you know. So again, you stay tuned to find out more about Anquan and Janessa. Uh, and I have some more interesting questions. And if you have any, I'm going to actually check back, see what's going on, and check my messages, see if there's any questions for you. Thank you. Speak to you shortly. We'll be right back.